What's good, my people? Welcome back to EMGM Sports. It's me, your boy Enzo. I hope everyone is having a cracking day. As always, man, like the video, drop a comment, and if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe because that's how you're gonna help the channel to grow, man. But let's get into this anyway, man. Benavidez, what a guy, man. What a fighter. Benavidez, these guys always coming forward, man. Do you know what I mean? One thing I like about Benavidez is that every time I watch his fight, whether it be I watch the full fight or I just watch the highlights, the guy's always throwing punches, man. He loves a slugfest, man. He loves to fight, man. The guy's always giving it. He might take some back as well, but he comes forward. He comes to fight. He's a very exciting fighter. And as much as I love the pure boxing, as much as I love the defensive side of boxing, like the Mayweather, do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, man, I love exciting fighters as well. Do you know what I mean? That's what fans pay their money for, want to see a fight. And Benavidez, that's exactly what it gives you, man. And after that win of David Morrell, like, he has to be next in line to have a crack at the title, man, at that light heavyweight division. Do you know what I mean? Because when I look at the rankings here, the fighters on that light heavyweight, you go Boati from England, you go Yard. A lot of people are not happy with Yard at the moment because, you know, Yard is not the fighter that everyone thought that Yard would turn out to be, even though Yard's already had 2 cracks at the title. Ramirez, that could be a potential solid fight there. Callum Smith, but yeah, man, just looking at that light heavyweight ranking, man, like David Benavidez, he's there now, man. He's there. He's ready for the big fight that's, you know, between Beterbiev and Bivol. He could take on one of these two guys after their showdown on the 22nd of February, but he can give them problems. I can see them giving problems. And that fight will happen after the rematch between Beterbiev and Bivol. That's if Beterbiev and Bivol don't have a third fight. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, this is a rematch. Like, depending who wins that fight. If Beterbiev wins, obviously, that's the end of that story, innit? That is it. He wraps it up, closes the chapter between him and Bivol. But if Bivol wins, it makes it 1-1 now. Would Turkey al-Sheikh want them to have a third straight fight? Or would they want them to like have a break and then have another fight and then come back and meet each other again? Do you know what I mean? Obviously, for someone like a Beterbiev, age is not on his side, isn't it? He's what, 40, 39 or whatever, 40 years old. He's getting on a bit and he's slowing down. Do you know what I mean? So I'm sure for Beterbiev, you want to beat Bivol and just close that chapter down. For Bivol, obviously, listen, Bivol is younger than Beterbiev, so he's got a bit more time. So if Bivol was to win that fight, I can see him then moving on and fighting, what's his name? Fighting Benavidez. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's going to be a great fight. As much as I do like Benavidez for his honesty when it comes to boxing, for fighting, for coming forward, throwing punches, like just coming to fight, that doesn't take no nonsense here. I think that could be his downfall also. Do you know what I mean? Because if you look at someone like a Bivol, who technically is so sound, one of the greatest fighters of all time, Bivol, yeah. Well, I'm just talking in terms of that's just pure boxing, the technicality, the skill level. Like, he's way above Benavidez. Do you know what I mean? He's way above Benavidez. Let's be real here. He's way above Benavidez. And the amount of punches that Bivol throws, like, and his footwork, that's gonna be big problems for Benavidez. Do you know what I mean? And I really like Benavidez. He's big, he's strong at that light heavyweight division. He's a problem. He can definitely cause Bivol problems, yeah. But the thing is, yeah, can he get to Bivol? That's the thing. Benavidez is much slower than Bivol, someone like a Bivol. Do you know what I mean? Can he get to Bivol? That's going to be the problem because Bivol fighting in and out at distance, fighting in the range, is one of the best out there, man. If not the best at this current moment. Do you know what I mean? So that's going to be a big problem for Benavidez. But still, Benavidez being strong, the right height, and that for this weight division, he can still give Bivol problems as well. And he's got power as well. Do you know what I mean? If we look at Benavidez, he's had 30 fights, 24 knockouts out of 30 fights here, 80% KO ratio. Come on. That's very impressive. That's very impressive. Do you know what I mean? Even after he gets knocked down by Morrell, gets back up and goes forward in that round. So Benavidez doesn't mind taking punishment to dish it out. He's not one of those fighters where he'll dish out the punishment and then when he starts getting punishment, he quits on himself or he doesn't fancy it. No, he'll take some punishment and come back and dish out more. But the only thing is, can he actually maintain that level against an elite, superior fighter like a Bivol? That's the big question. Do you know what I mean? And if, let's say, Beterbiev was to win on the 22nd of February and closes that chapter on Bivol and moves on and Benavidez gets given a crack at the title against Beterbiev, the amount of punches that Benavidez takes, can he actually afford to take that many punches against someone like Artur Beterbiev? Even though we know Artur Beterbiev is getting on a bit in age, do you know what I mean? His feet is slowing down a bit. We saw that in the first fight against Bivol. But the guy, the ring craft is still there. The ring IQ from Artur Beterbiev is still there. The skill, again, technically so sound. Do you know what I mean? Beterbiev and Bivol in that light heavy division, like they're just a step above everyone else. Do you know what I mean? So Artur Beterbiev technically sound as well. Do you know what I mean? Can Benavidez afford to take those punches? You know when he goes on the ropes and he tries to block everything and laugh it off? Can he afford to do that against Artur Beterbiev? I don't think so, man. Artur Beterbiev, man, he's carrying bombs in both hands, man. We've seen how many people he's dropped. Apart from Bivol, Beterbiev, he's dropped everyone else. TKO or KO wins, apart from Dimitri Bivol. And that's because Dimitri Bivol is an elite fighter himself, and Dimitri Bivol didn't take no chances against Artur Beterbiev. He fought a really smart fight. He didn't want to take punishment like that. But someone like a Benavidez, he's going to want to take punishment. And that could be his detriment. Do you know what I mean? That's what's going to destroy him when he faces someone like a Artur Beterbiev, if he does face him in the near future. Do you know what I mean? So Benavidez, as much as I like him for his aggression, as much as I like him for just being an honest fighter, coming to fight on the night, slugging it out, there's a lot of technical, there's a lot of technical factors that he has to improve in his game for him to go against a Bivol or Artur Beterbiev. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot, he has to work a lot on his defense as well. Do you know what I mean? Because he does take a lot of punches. I'm sure a lot of people will say that. It does take a lot of punches. Do you know what I mean? The only saving grace I could say for someone like Benavidez is that if Artur Beterbiev was to win the rematch against Bivol, by the time they fight, Artur Beterbiev just getting slightly older, man, slowing down. So Benavidez is only 28 years old. Do you know what I mean? They're almost 10 years younger than a Beterbiev. So I could see him giving Beterbiev problems because the volume of punches that Benavidez throws, his heart, he's going, you know, tough chin because he gets back up even after getting knocked down. He carries on. He doesn't fold. Do you know what I mean? He wants to fight. That could give him a lifeline in that fight. Do you know what I mean? But if he comes in there and he doesn't improve his defense, he's not moving his head, and he chooses to stay on the ropes, mate, listen, man, I can say Beterbiev, you're getting killed, mate. Do you know what I mean? You're getting sparked out. You can't afford to do that. Do you know what I mean? So for Benavidez, it's all about fixing up those little issues, defensive, and not just stop taking too many shots, man. Because against these elite guys, it's just, you're not going to get away with it. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to get away with it. But I can kind of see why Canelo didn't want to fight Benavidez. Do you know what I mean? I can kind of see why Canelo wanted to avoid him, because this guy is like, he's a crazy guy, man. I'm watching this guy's crazy. He's coming forward, taking punches, just coming forward, man. He just wants to fight. He just wants to crack. He wants to bang. Do you know what I mean? The guy's not afraid, man. He's got that Mexican style where he just come forward and fight. Do you know what I mean? And he's taking care of business, you know? Apart from them little issues that I've just talked about defensively, stop taking too many punches and stuff like that, maybe better footwork as well. Like, he beats any of the other light heavyweights out there. Do you know what I mean? Apart from the two obvious guys, Dimitri Bivol and Artur Beterbiev, like I just mentioned. But apart from that, he's definitely, for me, next in line for a title shot. Do you know what I mean? That's if Bivol doesn't win, because if Bivol wins, I just have a feeling that Turkey Al Sheikh is gonna want that third fight. He's gonna want them to have a trilogy. You know, he's gonna gain more interest. They'll make more money, and why? I know it makes sense because Artur Beterbiev's age. I don't think he really wants to have too many meaningless fights or take on too many younger guys. Do you know what I mean? He probably just wants the biggest fights and make the most money. Do you know what I mean? And the biggest fight, making the most money, is Dimitri Bivol. So if Dimitri Bivol was to win, I can see Turkey Al Sheikh booking another Riyadh season card for Beterbiev and Bivol. It only makes sense so them two can have a trilogy and close the chapter. Do you know what I mean? But if Beterbiev was to win, I think obviously he closes that chapter, he moves on. That's if Beterbiev also doesn't want to retire, because at his age, he might look at the landscape and say, you know, I've done everything, I've done it all, man. Let me call it a day, man. I'm not getting any younger, let me call it a day. Unless he wants to move up to like cruiserweight and go, you know, start another run up there, or go a cruiserweight, maybe try and bring Alexander Usyk down to cruiserweight and have a fight with him. These two do have history. So we never know. Only time will tell. But yeah, man, Benavidez, I'm impressed by the guy. You know, he's just a solid fighter, man. Exciting fighter, which I like. Do you know what I mean? But listen, I want to leave it at that. Let me know in the comments what you think of David Benavidez, and how do you think he will, you know, how he will fare in a fight against the Dimitri Bivol and Artur Beterbiev. Let me know in the comments. Let's have a conversation about it. Once again, thank you so much for watching EMGM Sports. It's me, your boy Enzo. Please, again, don't forget to like, drop a comment, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe, because that's how you're going to help the channel to grow. I'll see you soon with another one. Stay blessed. Peace.